Hi, my name is Lauren Stamper. I'm a Go Diaper Free coach, and today I'm going to teach you 7 tips you can do to teach your child potty independence. These are very practical tips you can do. So whether you're practicing elimination communication for 0 to 18 months, or you're starting potty training or thinking about it, you can start implementing these steps today. So toddlers like to do things over and over and over again because they crave mastery. So this is where we can step in and give them the gift of potty independence. I'm kicking things off with this idea of passing the baton that Andrea Olson talks about in her book, Go Diaper Free, and in her podcast, Go Diaper Free. So passing the baton is all about gradually transitioning from the parent doing most of the work to your little one taking on more and more responsibility, developmentally appropriate, but responsibility nonetheless. So Andrea recommends passing the baton between 12 and 18 months old, but don't worry if your child is older and you feel like you've missed a window. You can definitely still use some of these practical tips as well. Andrea really emphasizes giving pottying a common language from when they're born. So like labeling and talking about it in a normal way, just like how we do with eating and sleeping. So no more whispers or tiptoeing around it or made up words. And this early communication is what sets the stage for them understanding and being aware. You can even start using simple signs or gestures for potty things, which can actually be really effective even before they talk. So this is the American Sign Language or ASL sign for potty or toilet. So you put your thumb in between your middle finger and your pointer finger, and then you shake it. So you can try teaching the sign for poop too, poop, but that's a little more challenging for the little fingers to do, poop. I tried to do it with my firstborn who thrived with sign language, but he couldn't quite get it. So we just did the sign potty for both pee and poop. If your child is younger than 9 months, you can do a sound association for pee, which most people do, and poop, which a lot of parents use the sound And then between like 9 months and a year, you can switch to ASL, sign language, and the word toilet or potty. Anyways, with language, we're kind of planting these seeds for potty independence right from the beginning. So as your child moves into the crawling and pulling up stages, you can start working on helping them sit on the potty. So at first, you might need to support them physically as they learn how to sit back. So this gives them the opportunity to become familiar with the potty in the process. Andrea actually talks about a rhyme she's used with each one of her 6 kids to help teach them how to mount the potty. So she'll say, back, back, squat, sit on the pot. This rhyme is also in one of her board books, Tiny Potty, which goes through the whole process of going to the toilet. A child recognizing he needs to pee, running to the potty, yelling, "Mama, potty," and then going through the process of sitting on the potty, mama's with me, helping me undress, and then after pottying, washing hands, drying them off, and back to play for me. So every time I talk about it, I say this just because I can't emphasize it enough. This book made it click for my son when he was potty training. I think we were on like between day 10 and 14, and my son wasn't scared of the potty. He didn't have fear of pooping or anything like that. He just wouldn't tell me before he had to go. But once we read this book, maybe 2 or 3 times, I think within that day, he would tell me he would do the sign for potty. And I mean, he was 18 months old. I absolutely love this book. So I will put the link below. So wiping is another important skill. As they approach 18 months old or so, you can start teaching them how to wipe themselves, even if it's just the beginning stages. Maybe by simply touching the toilet paper to that area. So as they get older, you can build on this by teaching them to wipe from front to back and eventually do it themselves. This is a skill they'll need as they grow, so getting started early can make a big difference. The toilet mirror, I'll link that below. That can also help for a child to like look behind them and look in the mirror and really see what's going on instead of trying to like wipe what they can't see. So another thing you can do as a parent to help your child become more potty independent is to make the bathroom kid friendly. So this aligns with the Montessori approach since everything is at their level. So what does that actually look like? Try this. So go to your bathroom or potty space and make yourself your child's height. Get on your hands and knees or sit down or just crouch. Just make yourself their height. Now look around. Is there a stool where you can reach the potty? Can you reach the sink and soap to wash your hands? Or are these tasks that you will need assistance with each time you need to go? So naturally, we want to make sure that it's all developmentally appropriate and safe. But if your child is at an age where they can potty all by themselves or on their way to it, this can really make or break potty independence. Picture this instead. So you walk into the bathroom and everything is within your child's reach. Like a little potty, for example. They can easily get to a step stool by themselves, next to the sink, child-sized towels, and even a basket with extra clothes. Everything is designed to help them handle their own bathroom routine. So that's really something that can help empower our kids by creating a supportive space and also respecting their needs as individuals. So this next one might seem small, but clothing can really make a difference in how potty independence can go. So a few studies that compare potty training age in our Western culture with other cultures whose babies are potty independent by 1 year old also mention the constant unbuttoning and unzipping of Western clothing. So both Andrea Olson and the Montessori approach will say to choose clothes that your child can manipulate on their own and manage on their own. So think elastic waistband, loose pants, like even try a size bigger than what they normally wear, and skip those buttons and zippers if you can. So learning to dress themselves is a huge step for toddlers. So this can really help them gain confidence and coordination. One pro tip Andrea suggests is to use a mirror, not necessarily in the bathroom, but maybe in their room where they can really see what's going on as they push down their pants and pull up their pants. This can be done during non-pottying times. And by the way, I do recommend using the phrase push down your pants instead of pull up your pants, because that's what they're doing. They're pushing down, not pulling down. And there's actually a pair of underwear, trainers or undies that can help with self-dressing. So they're called the Bear/Learn Undies from tinyundies.com. So what you do is you start by placing the Tiny Undies flat on the floor. Then you guide your child to position Bear so he's facing them. So you can even say, is Bear looking at you? So next you have them grab the orange handles, have them put one leg in the blue hole, the other in the gray hole, and pull the undies up. They can be used for both elimination communication or potty training. So another thing you can do as a parent is letting your child feel the wetness, especially in the beginning. So that's a big part of both EC and Montessori. It's all about helping your child connect the feeling of needing to go with actually using the potty. So cloth diapers or training pants that let them feel the wetness are much better for learning. So it gives them that natural feedback so they start to understand their bodily signals. Diapers wick away wetness, so they don't know when they're wet. So with training pants and even cloth diapers, they still experience the cause and effect of when my bladder fills, I release it, and then I get wet. And I'm a little uncomfortable when I get wet. So that awareness is so important for them to learn their bodily awareness and to be independent when it comes to potty training. Okay, so what about when accidents happen? How do we handle those in a way that's supportive, but also still helps them learn? So the most important thing to remember is that everything we've talked about is about creating that positive and supportive learning environment. So accidents or misses are likely going to happen, but it's a part of learning and it's so important to react with patience and understanding. So no shaming or getting mad. So making them feel bad for having an accident can make them anxious and actually slow down their progress. So instead, see it as a chance for them to learn. So maybe say something like, oops, looks like you went pee in your pants instead of in the potty. Let's try again next time. Just be matter of fact, kind of like if they drop food on the floor. Oh, you dropped food on the floor, food belongs on the table. And help them clean up and change their clothes. So you can even have them help with cleanup too. So it gives them a sense of responsibility and helps them feel like they can do things differently next time. So it's all about teaching them how to handle those little mistakes. The potty training can be tough. And it's totally normal to feel frustrated. But remember, your child picks up on your mood. So if you're stressed, they're going to feel it too. And that can actually make things harder. So taking care of ourselves is also part of taking care of them during this process. So self-care is really important during potty training, whether it's taking a few minutes to just breathe, calling a friend, or reminding yourself that this is just a phase. So it's easy to get caught up in everything and forget that we need to take care of ourselves too. And when we're feeling calmer and more grounded, we can handle potty training with more understanding and patience. So remember, this journey is about so much more than just going pee and poop from the potty. It's about giving your child the tools to explore the world with confidence and independence. Thank you for watching this video all about how to help your child with potty independence. The links I mentioned are below for your convenience. as well as other resources that might be helpful. Until next time, happy pottying.